Cattle Lawn Cutters, Cattle Lawn Care. They will certainly come care for your yard as much as they cared for ours for the last 3 years. Good morning. Thanks for calling. What's up?
Oh, Fletch, I'm sitting over here in Woodlawn just out of Marshall. And I've got it figured out. I got this Romo thing figured out.
Well, that's good. Let's figure it out. You give us the info, we'll give it to Jason Garrett and solve it.
All right, here it is. He is going to make my next fortune for me because I'm going to start making and selling bumper stickers and T-shirts that says ABR, anybody but Romo. Now, the other thing is I'm dead serious here. I know what's wrong with Romo.
What is it?
He's got mentally, he is not mature.
No, he's not. You're right.
I mean, look, the guy, a couple of years ago, he runs off down into Mexico and lays out there on the beach with Jessica Simpson in the middle of a kind of a team identity crisis. And so he showed his leadership right there.
I agree.
He comes back and he's got that crooked little old goofy grin, which is a big key. It's a big window. And he still has not learned to wear his baseball cap the right way. He sits on the sidelines looking at his overhead photographs and everything with his helmet off with that silly baseball cap on backwards. And it's just a sign that the man has not he has not developed. He's got too much money and no common sense. And he doesn't have a killer instinct. He can't focus. When it gets hard, he does not have any focus. And that silly grin is kind of like the guy down in New Orleans. I'm going blank on his mind, that quarterback. But when one of these guys with that mindset and that mental apparatus screws up, that little grin is his defense mechanism. He's hiding behind that.
You're absolutely right.
The guy is a loser, and Jerry Jones needs to buy his contract out, send him down the road, and put Kitna in a caretaker position so he can bring that other guy along and let Romo be a fantasy football standout, because he's sure not going to win for the Cowboys, not in the big games. He never has, and he never will.
That is, I cannot disagree with one thing you said. I cannot, because I think his maturity level is subpar. I think that he doesn't, it's a game. We get that. It's a game of football, but it's a business for these guys. And when Drew Brees loses a game, when Aaron Rodgers loses a game, Tom Brady, Michael Vick, Matt Ryan, they lose a game, it kills them. They get upset. They are absolutely ready to, choke the life out of of the kitty cat if they could and get away with it. I guess that's a bad thing to say with Michael Vick, but you get my drift. They're competitive by nature, and Romo just doesn't seem to have that competitive nature.
Well, what happens with Romo is when it gets tight and he's really got to come through, he loses his focus. His mental apparatus, his synapses miss by a long shot. He is not focused. You need to have a killer instinct, It's like if you're bowling with somebody for money, and I used to do a little of that.
Oh.
If somebody misses or gives you an open frame, you need to strike on them.
Yes.
You need to jump on a cripple.
Exactly.
And Romo will not kill a cripple. I don't think he knows how to kill a cripple.
There we go. Straight out of Woodlawn near Marshall. How's the forest fire over there, by the way? How's the smoke today?
Well, the smoke is clear, but I'm telling you, Monday, Fletch, I had to evacuate. I was under a mandatory evacuation Monday.
Wow.
And we had everything we loaded in our travel trailer and in my truck, everything that was near and dear. And I pulled my travel trailer out here, and we spent about 48 hours away from home. But I'm back, and thankfully, the Sabine Mining Company down south of Marshall had sent a gargantuan bulldozer up here. And that thing cut a fire break about 100 yards from my house. It was wide enough the fire didn't start. It saved the whole neighborhood here. And I want to say that the Woodlawn and Harrison County Fire Departments have done a marvelous job, because
they certainly have.
It's tough over here, and I want to thank those guys.
Good call. Good call. We saw the plume yesterday. We saw another one firing up with, oh my gosh, those poor folks. It has just been a brutal stretch of 3 weeks for you guys. I'm glad that everything worked out for you. Don't be a stranger, man. Call us back.
I'll do that. And, but I'm dead serious. I may just go have a one-eye bumper sticker made and stick it on the back of my...
I don't blame you. Little ABR. You got ABR or PBR. One of the two is going to get you through a Sunday.
There you go.
All right, man. See you later.
Okay.
219-456